before all that, however, is this week's War on News. Brothers and sisters, last week the New Zealand government paid $6.3 million for the French Michelin-Star program to rate our posh restaurants. Since the National Act New Zealand First Coalition took office, government funding for food banks has been cut by $20 million. 600,000 Kiwis rely on food banks every single month. We don't have money for starving Kiwis at our food banks, but we do have $6.3 million for the French Michelin-Star program to rate Queenstown food wank palaces. This image you see in the corner here is one of David Seymour's 3 buck chuck school lunches. How many Michelin stars would you give that garbage? By the way, the school lunch program has been such a diabolical failure. David Seymour was forced last week to dump the worst food provider, the transnational corporation Compass, and has gone back to regional suppliers, which would be hilarious if it hadn't cost 2,000 jobs when he awarded this transnational mega corporation the contract last year. Compass was caught swapping out mince in school lunches in New Zealand for organ meat. When parents complained about the quality of the slop, the Prime Minister told them to go make Marmite sandwiches instead. Less, let them eat cake, and more, let them eat brain tacos. Poverty never tasted so yummy. Talking of poverty, news last week that a new Western values charter school called Ultim Academy was going to open in Wellington, which had us all wondering which guest teachers and lectures we could expect from a Western values charter school. Guest lecturer Damien Grant on why can't white rich libertarians get a break. Guest lecturer David Seymour on Israel is the greatest country ever, and if you say otherwise you're a communist who hates Jews. And guest lecturer Don Brash on I'm not racist, but why do we need a Western values charter school when we already have the National Party, ACT, ZB, the New Zealand Herald and the Air New Zealand Members Lounge? Ultim Academy sounds like Hogwarts if the uniform was all brown shirts. And finally, in this week's War on News, COP30 looks like a complete sellout to the oil and polluter interests. 2,000 fossil fuel lobbyists are there to protect their interests, and they represent a total capture of influence to ensure their profit margins aren't impacted while the planet burns. That's one polluter lobbyist for every 5 environmental advocates. You wouldn't have arsonists represented at a fire safety conference or flat earthers at a geography seminar, yet the people directly causing climate change are somehow allowed to pretend they are part of the solution when they are totally the problem. Brothers and sisters, we're all going to die on a burning planet thanks to the lies of the petro-industrial complex and their polluter mates. To quote the great warrior poet oracle Mike Hosking, happy days.